Moin Moin and welcome to the Copter College. Yeah, as you can see, we have a new location. We are not again in my small studio at home. At this place we usually make the Copter College. These are workshops for copter pilots, basic workshops and special workshops for photo and video. And so yeah, I think this is a good location to present new copters because we have here the small airplanes in the background, and this gives me a nice setup for new copters. So as you can see, today our topic is again Yuneec. Last year I presented the Yuneec Q500, and now we have the new model from Yuneec, the Q500 Plus. This is the one I presented to you last year, the Q500, and the remote control for the Q500, the ST10. And so what's new at the new model, the Q500 Plus? First of all, we have two packages. We have the usual package, this one. This is a little bit cheaper, but also we have the new one. We have the hard case, and the hard case gives you a good protection for the copter. It costs some bucks extra, but I think when you travel a lot and drive around, it's a good idea to buy this hard case because it gives you real good protection. So let's have a look, and when I take out the parts, I will explain you what's new compared to the old Q500. This is how the package looks like. Here we have all the parts of the copter, and now we start. First of all, here we have the accessories with the SD card, and under this piece we have the guide, and then we have the propellers. Again, we have 8 propellers, so we have 2 sets, one original set and one spare set. I will put out the 4 propellers for the first flight, and then we have the sun protection for the remote control. And when you look very careful, I fold it out. When you look very careful, you may see it's a little bit bigger than the old one from the ST10. Yes, that's absolutely right. The new remote control, the ST10 Plus, has a bigger screen. I will show you the difference later on, and I show you how much bigger the screen of the new ST10 is. So here is the Q500 Plus. We have the 2 batteries, we have the charger here, and underneath we have the remote control. So let's put out the Q500 Plus. As you can see, the copter looks exactly like the Q500. There's no difference when we look here. So this one is the Q500, this one is the Q500 Plus. Exactly the same copter. The only difference is, if you look careful, you will see that we have a new camera. So this one is the Seago 2 Plus. At the Q500 we had the Seago 2, so this one is the old camera, and at the new one, the Seago 2 Plus, the biggest advantage is we have no fisheye effect. So the camera is the construction of the camera is that we don't have any more the fisheye effect. We have straight lines. If you make pictures from the horizon and it's in the upper third or in the lower third, you don't have the curved horizon. You have the straight horizon with the new Seago 2 Plus, and that's the biggest advantage of the new copter. So when you look, exactly the same copter, only a different camera. The next question you may have is, can I use the new camera at my old copter? Yes, that's possible. I don't know how it is in your country, but I know in Germany, here in Europe, you can change the cameras. You can send the old one to Yuneec and we'll get The new one, you have to pay some bucks extra. In Germany, it's 149 euro, and then you get the new camera. I think that's a good idea from Yuneec, because so you don't have to buy the whole copter. You only buy the new camera, and you get the advantage of the new camera and of the new functions of the new camera. So this is, I think, this is a real good deal. Next point here in the case, that's the remote control. And as I said before, the remote control, the screen here is bigger. The ST10 Plus has a bigger screen than the ST10. So let's start the remote control, and then you will see when they are on, you will see the difference between the two sizes. I can show you when you put the protection here on, you will see that we have a little bit more room around. So this one is the smaller and this one is the bigger. So let's start the two remote controls, and then I can show you the difference. One very important point, or very interesting point, and this is a point you also get for the old Q500 because it's a firmware update, is the new Follow Me function. You know the old Follow Me function of the Q500, but the new Follow Me function is much better. In the old Follow Me function, you walk with the remote control and the copter flies behind you in a certain distance and a certain height. But when you go around the corner, the copter don't turns. The copter follows you, but don't turn the camera in your direction, so you're out of the camera side, and the camera shows in a direction where are you not going. The new function is much better, because with the new function, when you go around a corner, the copter follows you. The copter makes a turn, and you're always in the center of the camera. And even if you go up with the copter, the camera tilts down, and so you are always in the center of the camera. So that's the new Follow Me function. And how this will work, I will show you here some steps away from the hangar here, from the place here is the airfield, and on the airfield I will show you how this function works and how fine it is and how the copter follows me when I walk around. So to do this, we have to put on the propellers here. That's exactly the same as you know from the Q500. There are no differences. So if you want to know how to assemble the copter, look the Q500 videos which I made at the beginning of this year and the last year. So you know and you can see how to assemble the copter. So this one is the wrong one. We have to put this one here. Yes, here we are. Put the propellers on the motors. Tighten them at the end a little bit. And same here. So here we are. And here we are. Okay. And again, we have two batteries here in the package. Open up the cover here at the end of the copter, and then we put in the battery. It's only one way you can put it in. Oops, there are the cables. I have to remove the cables a little bit. Here we are. Then put, no, the batteries are running around here. I have to remove them. These are the batteries for the, these are the cables, sorry, these are the cables for the firmware update. And so now they are away, out of the way. Put the battery in, close the cover, and that's it. We have the gimbal protection here. You have to remove the gimbal protection. I think a real nice idea is to protect this one with a small zipper or cord like this I have here. I do it like this, so it's protected and I cannot lose the gimbal cover. Next point, because I want to make the video how I walk around and I will show you the video. Next point is we need the SD card. The SD card is here in the box and we have to put in the SD card. Just give me a second. Here is the strap for the remote control, neck holder. Here is the part for the battery, and if you want to hold the motors while locking the propellers, this is a good help for you. And here we are with the SD card, and now I will put in the SD card in the Q500, and then we go out to the airfield and I show you the new follow-up function. Okay, so we are outside of the building here, just one step in direction to the airfield. I've started the Q500 Plus, the remote control is running. I turned the wheel in the middle position here and the switch to the angle mode because I like to start in the angle mode. Now let's start the engines. And here we go. So we fly the copter a little bit away from us, go a little bit down. So, and the next point is we switch to the smart mode. And then on the right top corner of the display there's a white eye, and that's the point where we press now and we turn on the follow mode, and as you can see the copter turns so that the camera points directly to me. Now I make a little bit correction so that I'm in the middle of the picture, so therefore I use the left dial and move the camera a little bit more up. So I'm absolutely perfect in the center of the camera. When you now want to turn the copter, that's not possible. So the left stick, you only can lower or higher the copter. With the right stick, you can turn the copter a little bit more to the right or to the left, just as you like it. And now, when I start walking, you see, I do nothing, but the copter flies just before me and I'm still in the picture. So the copter flies and flies and I'm just in the middle of the picture. Can go a little bit faster. Go in this direction, and the copter still follows me and I'm still in the center. I can move the copter now to a position like this. Just turn the stick to the left. Remember, we are in the smart mode and still I'm in the center of the picture. One other good thing is I go a little bit more towards the camera. I'm still absolutely perfect in the center. And now, when I fly up, the camera tilts down automatically. So I'm always in the center of the picture. I will do this now. Copter goes up. And the camera tilts down. So I'm always in the center of the picture, and exactly the same when I go down. Camera tilts up, I'm in the center of the picture. Now I go to IRA. Here you see IRA on the camera. Now I has to stop, because behind me is the building where the airplanes are, and if I would go further, the Q500 would crash into the building because it still follow me. So that's one point you have to take care, that you walk and the airfield for the copter is free and there are no limitations and nothing. So here we are. It's just over me and I'm still in the center of the picture of the Q500 Plus. The good thing, this function is also for the Q500 because it's a firmware update, and so with this firmware update you will get these functions also with the Q500. It's not only a function of the Q500 Plus. If I want to land the copter, very easy. Just go from the smart mode to the angle mode before turn off the follow mode. Here, just press the button. Now the eye again is white and we are in the normal flight mode. Just turn to the angle mode and then we again can turn the copter like before. You see the purple light at the back of the copter, so that's the sign that you are in the angle mode. And now land and press the start-stop button. That's it. That's the new follow mode. I like this one very much because you can do a lot of fun with this. I wanted to try this in the convertible, to drive in the convertible, and I will see how fast the Q500 Plus goes and can follow me in the convertible. I like to see this function. So yes, that's it. And as I said before, you get this also with a firmware update for the Q500. So that's it on the airfield here. Now we go back in my small studio and there I will show you again the differences between the display sizes, and I will show you the new functions of the camera, where you can make the white balance, where you can make the shutter speed, and some more stuff with the new Q500 Plus. And another interesting point, I will show you the new features of the hand grip gimbal, because there we have also some new very interesting features which give you much more comfort. And one point I can say you just at this point, the new camera, the Go 2 Plus, has a microphone, a built-in microphone. So that's a good thing, because you can use the camera now for a steady cam and go around and make some nice movies with this camera. So that's it. See you later in my studio, and till now I say tschüss and bye bye. Welcome back in my small studio here at my home, coming back from the airport. I hope you enjoyed the video from the follow me or watch me mode. The exact name of the new function is the watch me mode. And I want to show you some new features of the Q500 Plus. But first, because this is one of the questions, the difference between the remote control ST10 Plus and the old one ST10. So I want to show you the difference, and the main difference is the size of the picture of the screen. And here you can see clearly that the screen is much bigger on the ST10 Plus on the left side than the old one, the ST10 on the right side, which comes with the Yuneec Q500. So let's have a look at the new remote control, the ST10. First of all, if you tap twice on the screen, you will see that you have the whole screen for the picture. Again, tap twice and you're back in the normal mode. The display of the screen is almost the same like the ST10. Here we have the mode, we have the GPS status, we have the amounts of satellites which the copter receives. We have the GPS position, welcome pilot, the time, and here we have the satellites which the remote control receives. So the remote control and the copter both have a GPS receiver, the remote control for the watch me function. Then we have the Wi-Fi status and the battery status. On the left side we have the battery status, the right side, sorry, we have the battery status of the copter, the altitude, ground speed and distance. And if you want to change it, I showed this one also in the German video, go to the settings and then here we have the other settings, and in the other settings you can switch from metric to imperial. So if you like the imperial feet and miles per hour, then you are here at the right point to make the settings. At the bottom we have the system settings, flight settings and model select. That's exactly the same which we had at the ST10 from the Q500. On the right bottom side we have these settings point, and if you tap on the settings you will see that we have the video settings. We can change from 1080p 48 frames per second, 50 frames per second and 60 frames per second. Next point is very interesting because you here see the audio switch. You can change from on to off. Yes, you're right, the audio switch, that's the microphone of the C-Go 2 Plus, the new camera, and yes, it has a microphone, a built-in microphone. What for do we need the microphone? Not for the sound which is in the flight, because this is a real, I don't like this. It's very from the motors and the propellers. I don't know what people want with this sound, but okay, you can do it, but it's not the real reason why we have the microphone in the camera. The real reason is because we have this steady grip here for ground, for taking pictures at the ground. You can switch the camera to the steady grip, and for sure if you want to make pictures from party or stuff like this, you want to have the sound on your video, and that's the reason why the new camera has a built-in microphone. You don't have to use the microphone of your smartphone, and in one of my former videos I explained that if you use an Apple device with iOS, there's no option to have the video at the same time and take the sound at the same time, because at the iOS device it's not possible to do two things at the same time. And so this is a real good and nice feature. Here you can switch off the GPS mode. So if you want to fly in ATI mode, you can switch it on and off. You don't have to do it like in the ST10 with the dial here and toggle each time. You can switch off the GPS mode here, and then we have the calibration for the compass and the accelerometer. Compass calibration, you don't need to make the compass calibration before each flight. Make it once at a good place, and only when you change between the last start of the copter and the distance is very far, like 100 miles or more, then you can make a compass calibration. But it depends on the magnetic lines where you are. If they are very similar to the last start point, you don't have to make a compass calibration, also if you travel more than 100 kilometers. Okay, here on the right top side, this is the eye, and this is the function which I showed you in the video. That's the watch me function, and when I press the button when the copter's in the air, now he is at my side so it won't work, but when the copter's in the air it works like you have seen in the video, the copter flies behind me, the camera turns, and even if you raise or lower the copter, the camera is still focused on me as a person when I hold the remote control. So that's the watch me function. Okay, so let's see what we have else here. On the left side we have some camera options, and when you tap here on the options, you will see we have the white balance here. That's the first part. We have the white balance, auto white balance. We can lock the white balance. We have sun, cloud, and different and yeah, here in the house it's not always good GPS connection. You have the different settings here, and so you can individualize the white balance, and I think that's a real good thing, because you will get much better pictures than with the Q500 camera. The first reason is you have the manual white balance, and the second reason, that what you have seen in the video, is that you don't have the fisheye effect. It's a plain picture as a straight picture without the fisheye effect. So these are 2 plus points for the Q500 Plus. Next point is the possibility to change the ISO setting. When we are here in the manual mode, we can change the ISO setting from 100 to the highest value is, let me show you this, the highest value is 6400 ISO. I have to turn it, it's a little bit difficult here. Here we are, it's 6400. That's the highest ISO value you can set it. But to be honest, let it on ISO 100 if possible, because then you get the best pictures without much noise in the picture. So the best setting is ISO 100. Here on the top, on the bottom, you have the setting of the shutter speed, and you can see we can go up to, I think, 1/8000th of a second. That's the highest shutter speed which you can use, 5000. And yes, here we are, 1/8000th. That's the highest or the shortest shutter speed you can use. So you have the chance here to set the values manually, but also if you press here on the M, you have the auto mode, and in the auto mode you can make a correction from -2 up to 2 plus. So these are the values you can make the exposure correction, -2 f-stops up to 2 f-stops. So you have the chance to make manual corrections here, and this gives you much better picture quality than at the Seago 2, the old camera, because you can get a little bit more details in the picture when you make a exposure correction, and so I think that's a real good function which comes with the new camera. So these are mainly the new functions of the ST10 and the Q500 Plus. I will show you one feature which is important for the Seago 2 steady grip, and therefore I have to change the camera from the Q500 Plus to the steady grip, and then I will be back and show you this new feature on the steady grip. I mounted the Seago 2 Plus on the steady grip. Under the steady grip we have the battery compartment. Here at the battery compartment we find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 standard batteries. That's everything you need with the steady grip, and then put the steady grip on a table and switch it on. How to change the camera I showed you on one of my former videos from the Q500. It's exactly the same way to change the camera from the copter to the steady grip. Now we have the calibration. The camera is now in the right position. Now we have to start the app here. Just go to the app. We have to go to the Wi-Fi connection, and in the Wi-Fi connection it takes a second, and then you will find the C-Go camera here. Make the Wi-Fi connection to the camera, and then we go to the C-Go 2 app, and when we've done this you will see the picture. Here's the picture. That's me in front of the camera. When you're now in this mode, you turn the dial on the back side of the camera. You will see that the camera goes up, and you will see that the camera goes down. If you hold the camera in your hand, I will do this now and put it here and put the copter into the scene, and you make movements, you see that the gimbal works perfect and you have a real steady, perfect picture. But you have one problem. If you want to take pictures from the downside to the up, like you want to take pictures of the cloud or of the sky, or want to make a movement up from the people, from the crowd up to the sky, or just going up a building and take pictures of the building or a movie of the building, that's not possible because the highest point you can get the camera is like this. And now Yuneec solved this problem and gave the steady grip, or the combination of camera and steady grip, a new function. It's very easy. You just turn the steady grip to the right side, wait some seconds, you will see there a green light in the holder, and when it change the blinking, then you know that the function is perfect. And now what we will see, when I turn the dial, nothing happens. So the dial is turned off, but now when we hold the steady grip and move the camera upwards, you will see that the camera goes with the grip. So you can even make a picture of the sky above you, and if you move the camera slowly down, the gimbal or the camera will go slowly down to a certain point, and you will see here we are. We also can move, we can make also picture from upside down, straight downside, so that's very good. And the gimbal still stabilize. You see the gimbal still stabilize, and it's like a follow mode. So if you move the gimbal like this and walk, the camera still stabilizes, but if you move the camera then slowly up, then you will see that the camera also goes straight up, and so you can take pictures also up or downside. To change to the normal mode, it's very easy. Just turn the grip to the side, wait some seconds, you can see again the blinking here inside of the gimbal holder, turn the camera back, and then you will see here we are, and the camera again moves by turning the dial here on the top side of the gimbal. So that's the new function we have here at the steady grip in combination with the C-Go 2 Plus. And what I said before, we have the microphone, so we have the sound and we can take the sound when we make video. So these are the new functions. Okay, so now you have a real good overview about the new copter from Yuneec, the Q500 Plus. As I said before, there are two options. You can buy the copter you can buy the copter with one battery and the SD10 Plus, and you have the other option. You can buy the Q500 Plus in the aluminum case with the steady grip, two batteries. And so you have the whole package. You can transport the Q500 Plus very easy in this aluminum case. And so this is the perfect start to make pictures on the bottom and in the air. That's the real nice combination. I like the steady grip very much, and it's a real nice feature to have aerials and pictures from the bottom or from the ground, and you can combine them in one video. This gives the video a real nice touch and gives you a little bit more interest in the a little bit more interesting pictures in the video. If you have only aerials, that's not, I mean, it's okay, but it's not so interesting. For me, it's much more nicer or better to combine these two parts, the bottom and the aerials, to one video. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my video about the Yuneec Q500 Plus, the new features. I hope you enjoyed the take outside at our small airport, where you can see how the Watch Me function works. Also a real nice feature. If you like my video, yes, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and there are coming up some more interesting videos. The new bigger copter from Yuneec, the H920, is just before the release, and yeah, this copter will be a real big one with a nice camera and gives you much more options, and yes, for sure I will show you this copter also in some of the videos and explain you all the functions of the H920 in my videos. Okay, thank you for watching me. Come back again, and as always, have safe flights, and bye and moin moin.